Hey vlog, good morning, it's race day. I'm on my way to meet the girls and we're going to the resort where we're gonna be getting on a gondola and starting the race in a sec. So I'll keep you posted. I'll vlog on my phone and my sister will have my camera for the finish line. Bye!
Damn, Lauren. This is why she's gotta get us to the race.
We just got to the mountain, rocky, something.
Yeah, can't have been too much.
Yeah.
It's not warm anywhere.
Bit 306.
Turn around. No, I think it's a loop.
We're going in the gondola!
Snowboarding right now. I'm about to get off this. Pretty high.
It's gonna go down. These views are crazy.
Look how good you look! Look how good this squad looks!
Fine, I'm over this half marathon. I want it to freaking end. I'm done. Look at this pebbled hill. Oh my god. I can't. There's no way I can run that. Mile 10. And that hill keeps going. Hey vlog, it's me, the sister. Ah! ¡Dale! ¡Tú puedes! Sorry about that. We actually got here to Crystal Mountain. And it seems like she's almost there. And I just realized that I was not focusing on the people. I was focusing on the radio. What's I gonna do? Issa! Ay. There she is. Tú puedes, you got this. 1.1 mile to go. You know, even getting to the finish line, it's easy. 12.91 miles in. Oh fuck. Oh, sorry. Getting to the finish line. Ah! Finally. Oh my lord.
Brooklyn, New York. Proudly, New York.
Hey vlog, I finished the Mount Rainier Half Marathon.
Carolina.
I would give it a 1 out of 10. I hated it. Let's do an unboxing of the goodie bag they gave us after the finish line. We have a chocolate milk that I won't be eating, a banana that Tony is holding. You can hold it. And then let's see what's in here.
Let's say hello to Jesus.
Ooh, we got a That's It energy bar, the pina colada blends, a honey stinger energy gel, acai pomegranate. We have a trail mix, Nature Valley bar, and another That's It energy tropical passion blends. Oh, this has caffeine, so that's the haul. I'll talk to you later when I recover from this hardship.
All done with your hat there.
Post-run fuel, electrolytes, and a protein bar. We got back to my sister and brother's-in-law's house after the half, and I just showered and I feel like a new person. I feel fresh and clean, and now we're gonna eat lunch. So let me show you. I got the Impossible Burger. Oh, and the lettuce. Instead of bread, we did protein style because we didn't know if the bread was vegan. Ooh, and these French fries look amazing. Hey vlog, I'm gonna be cringe for like 2 seconds and come on in with my half marathon medal. But we completed the Mount Rainier Half Marathon. Woohoo! This is the medal for the 2025 race. The medal is beautiful. But yeah, let's get down to business. Talk about the course, talk about the prep, talk about everything, and we'll put an end to this era of mine for now. So let's start by just saying, if this is your first time joining one of my videos and you just got into this one, if you're interested, I recorded my whole training cycle, the last 7 weeks of all my training, everything I did and things like that, my electrolytes, my shoes, my goose, all of that you can find in my channel. But okay, now for what we're here for, the half marathon. Okay, so today I woke up at 3:30 a.m. to go to get ready and go into like my friend's house so that we could go to the half marathon start line. So we were staying in Packwood, Washington, because the half marathon started at the Crystal Mountain Resort in Enumclaw, Washington. But if you didn't camp there or stayed in that resort, there wasn't much hospitality around. Not hospitality, but places to stay basically. So we had to go into Packwood, which was like an hour away from there. So woke up at 3:30, got ready. You'll see that in this video. I ate, I was able to go to the bathroom, everything went as expected. Got to my friend's house, we left around 4:30, 4:50. We got to the Crystal Mountain Resort at 5:40 a.m. It was cold AF, so if you're running that, make sure that you have jackets or like a heating blanket or something for like the waiting process before you get to the start line. So we got there. They had a bib expo yesterday, but since we were so far away of the location, we decided to get our bibs this morning, and there wasn't any line. Like, there was a little line, but it wasn't too bad. We got our bib, we got our shirt, and we'll get into the shirt later. And we were ready to go into like the start line. The thing is, the half marathon, in order to get to the start line, you need to take a gondola. So it was 6 a.m. and people were lining up in their different like waves to get into the gondola and go into the start line. So the gondolas only fit like 8 people per gondola, and they were different waves, obviously, for the people that start or finish quicker versus the ones that take longer. And I was like in a middle wave, but I was joined by other friends and we all wanted to start together, and 2 of them felt more comfortable starting later, so we went into like it was like a red wave. I think it was like a 2:45 to 3 hour half marathon time. So we started there. We had to wait an hour in line in the cold in order to get into the gondola. So the half marathon says it starts around 6:30, but I feel like at 6:30 it's when they started putting people into the different gondolas to get them into the starting line. So that was a first strike from my point of view. It's like, okay, we're waiting in the cold, so there's one. Also, as I said, just make sure, and I didn't know this because I thought the start line was like quick. I heard about a gondola, but I didn't compute it. I felt like this half marathon was gonna be like the Yosemite one, that everyone kind of, in Yosemite, everyone hopped into a bus, and then once the bus dropped you off, you just started running. Like, there wasn't like a wave line or anything. So that was what I was expecting here. So as people got there, they were start getting into the gondolas. So I wasn't expecting a line. So that was the first thing. So after an hour passes, we get into the gondola, and then the view was beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. The view was beautiful. It was a nice experience, but at that point I was just ready to start running. Like, I didn't care about the gondola. I just wanted to start running and be done with the half marathon. So thankfully, once we got there, first the view of Mount Rainier was spectacular, and then it was kind of sunny, so that was a good thing, because when we were waiting down there it was very cold. So obviously at the top it was also cold, but it was sunny, so it started to heat up a little bit pretty quickly. So we started running, and we knew that the first 4 miles were gonna be hard, because there was a trek where it was just like a single line row for running. So if you had people in front of you that they weren't running and they were walking, you might have to like stop and walk, or you can pass them by, but you gotta be careful, because there's like things happening. It's not leveled. It's definitely a trail run, not necessarily like a paved area, because you're on the mountain, and that makes sense, but we'll get into that later as well. So we get there, we start the 4 miles, and at that point I was like, I'm not enjoying this. I'm not a trail runner. I trained in pavement, in concrete. I could do a bit of a trail, but just give me like fixed rocks and stuff. Don't give me gravel or pebbles or things that move, because that doesn't work with me, because I get scared that I'm gonna roll an ankle or something, and then I like hold back, because I don't want that to happen to me. So at this point we were just running. The views were beautiful. I rolled an ankle and almost fell one time around there, and then after we ended that, I was like, okay, after the 4 miles we'll get into like a paved road or something that's better. I felt like it was worse. Like, the pebbles were there, and then they were loose, so when you ran they moved, and then I was like tripping so much like when I was running, that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not enjoying this at all. Like, I definitely wanna freaking finish this. Oh, also the first 4 miles took me an hour to finish, so that's what, 20 minutes per mile. Like, nothing wrong with that, but that's basically walking. So yeah, so then it was mostly downhill for the miles 5 to 10ish, and then we did a turnaround and went back, and it was uphill, and it was horrible. More of like that loose gravel stuff. I couldn't deal with it. I was ready to be done with it, but then the hills were kind of stopping me. Like, I ran a little, and then I needed to walk because the hills were very steep. And then mile 12 hits, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have 1.1 mile to go. Let's get this done. But then mile 12 was uphill, and then you went back into like a mountain path where you had to like run around roots of trees and pebbles and rocks and stuff, so it wasn't like a sturdy ground. So that happened, and then you ran into like the finish line, 13.1 miles, and I was like, thank God I'm done. So I ended up doing a time of like 2 hours 50 something minutes. I still haven't seen the actual results, and actually let me check my email to see if they sent something out. I trained to run a half marathon around 2 hours and 15 minutes, but wasn't expecting the terrain situation that was here. And mind you, Vacation Races did say that this race was like difficult or hard within like the different ones that they provide, but I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. Also, while I was running the first 4 miles, I had put my vacations races, the t-shirt that they gave for the half marathon, I looped it into my vest, my water vest, and it fell off. So I don't have any, I can't show you a half marathon t-shirt because I lost mine. And then when I tried to get one, they were selling them for $10. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna buy one because I don't use them. Instead, my sister and my brother-in-law bought me this crew neck from the Mount Rainier Half Marathon 5K. I think this is from last year, but it was on sale and I was like, I'll get that. Yeah, they haven't shared the results of the half marathon. Maybe I could get into their website and see. But another thing that I was, so I had a negative mindset around the whole half marathon because of like that terrain. Like I don't enjoy running in that type of terrain. Like give me pavement, give me something that I know it's reliable and that I know that if I run it, I'm not supposed to like roll an ankle or anything. I almost fell like 3 times. One, the time when I almost ate shit, that I felt like over because I tripped and I like twisted my ankle there, and I thought, okay, this is it. Like that was around mile 3. I thought I was done, but thankfully my ankle recovered from that. Second one, we saw like a little waterfall in a river and we were taking pictures, my friends and I, and then I went back too hard or something and then I lost my balance and I felt like I was gonna fall into the waterfall. And then third, we were running. It was basically like a ledge that we were running on for a while, and there was like the ledge, and then here it was just like, you know, going down a hill. You would fall. Ooh, sorry. You would fall if you like had a wrong step or something, and I did that, and my leg went, like my left leg went down, and I was like, holy shit, I feel like I'm going to die. But thankfully my right leg came through. All the squats that we were doing during training paid off, and I was able to pull myself up and not fall. But I tripped so many times. My ankles were hurting, my toenails were hurting, my toes were hurting. I felt like they're gonna be sore. My thighs right now and my glutes are freaking sore. I'm not used to running so much downhill that I'm also like trying to stop myself every time, so that impacted a lot of my thighs and my toes and my glutes, and then going uphill so much also was rough. So tomorrow I would probably not be able to sit down in the toilet to do my business. Let's see. See, like Mount Rainier half and 5K difficulty is 5 stars, and they were not lying when they put that in the website. I don't really know why we decided to do that. We did Yosemite, and let me see how many Yosemite has. That's 2 out of 5 stars. I don't really know why we did that, honestly. But yeah, it was nice because I was able to see Jomar, my sister, and my brother-in-law before the finish line. Jomar took pictures of me. If he sends them to me, I'll put it on the screen of this. They were very nice. They gave us at the finish line, they gave us milk, they gave us a banana, and then they gave us like a a little box with stuff in there. And just to wrap up, I would say I feel like calling it the Mount Rainier Half Marathon, it's a bit deceiving because we only got to see Mount Rainier at the beginning, literally at the start line, and maybe up till mile 1. After that, you didn't see Mount Rainier at all. The views were nice, some of them. Other views were like very boring, I would say. Like after mile 4, the views were very boring. It was like your typical forest kind of hike. So I wouldn't recommend it. Also, again, as I've said, I'm not a trail runner, so I wouldn't recommend that if you're looking to just do like a half marathon. This is more for like fun vibes, doing it with friends, not having any expectations of finishing times. It's for like a chiller kind of vibe. So if you're into that, you're more than welcome to do it. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. I would not do it again. I would not do any of the vacation races 5 stars anymore. And also I'm thinking, I don't really know if I want to do any vacation races again, because I feel like every time you have to wait a long time in the cold for something. And for Yosemite, we had to wait in the cold at like at 4 a.m. for a bus to take us to the mountain, and then here we had to wait to get into the gondola. So there's a lot of like things that I've been that I've been thinking about after this half marathon. Not sure when the next one is. One of my friends already sent us like the next one for next year in June, which shouldn't be that bad. It's a 1 star at least, so that would be nice. But yeah, I feel like all the training that we did the weeks prior, and I'm saying we because I've documented it and I wanna make you part of it, but that I did was worth it, and I felt very strong running. As I've said before, like I've hidden paces that I never in my life thought I would hit as a runner. So I'm very excited about that. Not sure what the future holds in terms of what training for running it's gonna be for me. A lot of people have been asking me like, oh, you're running a half marathon, and I would love to do the New York Marathon, but not sure when. And right now I just want to focus on recovering and chilling for a bit, because half marathon training took a lot of my time, honestly, and also of my mental like space. So yeah, now I'm excited to focus on other things in my life that you'll see in the channel. And yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was helpful, if you're beneficial, if you're thinking about running the Mount Rainier half marathon. Just keep in mind, as I've said, it's a difficult one. The views are nice for the first 4 miles. But you know, that was my experience, and your experience might be a different one. So go ahead and do it. And yeah. And then I just wanted to end off this video by checking off the last box of the half marathon plan that we did the first video. And here we have it, 3.1 miles half marathon. It's on the wrong day also, but you know, it's crossed off. We accomplished the whole thing. Woo! And I think we did a pretty good job of keeping true to it. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Please leave me any comments if you have any questions. Like the video if you liked it, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye!